Alright, so at some point, everybody hits that moment where you open a box or a drawer, or maybe an old shoebox in your closet, and suddenly you're holding decades of printed memories. Old vacations, family gatherings, photos you probably haven't thought about in years. And then the next thought is always the same. How do I actually save these without it taking forever? Because let's be real, using a flatbed scanner for hundreds or thousands of photos. That's not just tedious, that's borderline impossible for most people. And using your phone? It works, but the results are inconsistent. Lighting issues, shadows, perspective distortion. It's a compromise. So that's where something like this comes in. This is the Plustek Photo Scanner ePhoto Z300. And on paper, it sounds almost too simple. You feed in a photo, and it scans it in about 2 seconds. Not minutes. Seconds. And it automatically crops and straightens everything, so you don't have to sit there editing every single file afterward. Now that speed claim is the headline feature here. 2 seconds per photo means you could theoretically scan hundreds of images in under an hour. And if you've ever dealt with a traditional scanner, you already know how big of a difference that is. But speed alone doesn't matter if the results aren't usable. So let's talk about how it actually works. Physically, it's pretty minimal. You've got a top-loading feed system, almost like a tiny document feeder, but tuned specifically for photos. You drop a picture in, it grabs it, pulls it through, scans it, and spits it out the other side. No tray swapping, no alignment headaches, no preview scanning, just feed and go. Inside, it uses a CCD sensor, which is important because it generally gives better consistency in color and detail compared to cheaper CIS sensors you'll find in lower-end scanners. In real use, that translates to pretty clean scans with decent color reproduction, especially for something that's focused on speed over studio-grade archival work. Now, the software is doing a lot of heavy lifting here too, because automatically cropping and deskewing every image is what makes this feel fast in practice. You're not spending extra time fixing rotated images or trimming borders. It just handles it. And that matters more than people think. Because scanning isn't just about capture, it's about workflow. If your workflow is slow, you're not going to finish the job. You'll stop halfway through, tell yourself you'll come back to it, and then it just sits there for another year. This kind of device is designed to remove that friction entirely. Now, image quality. Let's be honest here. This is not a professional drum scanner. You're not digitizing museum-grade negatives or producing commercial archival prints. But for what it is, it's solid. You get sharp enough detail for 4x6 prints, decent color accuracy, and consistent output across batches. And consistency is actually a bigger deal than peak quality in a setup like this, because you're usually scanning large photo collections, not single hero shots. Where it really shines is old family photos, the kind that have been sitting in albums for years. It handles those surprisingly well, even if they're slightly faded or worn. And the speed changes the entire experience. Instead of "this is a project I'll never finish," it becomes "I'm just going to scan everything in a couple of sessions." That psychological difference is huge. Now, compatibility is straightforward. It works with both Mac and PC, and setup is relatively painless. Plug it in, install the software, and you're basically ready to go. No complicated calibration. No long setup process. It's intentionally designed to be simple. Of course, there are trade-offs. You're limited to photo sizes it can physically feed. So anything oversized or extremely delicate might still require a traditional scanner or manual handling. And while the quality is good, it's not adjustable to a very high degree like more advanced scanning setups. But that's not really the point here. The point is speed and convenience. And in that category, it delivers exactly what it promises. So here's the real question. Who is this for? If you're a professional archivist, you might still want something more precise and flexible. But if you're someone sitting on boxes of printed memories, or trying to digitize family albums without turning it into a month-long project, this is almost exactly the kind of tool you'd want. It removes the friction. It removes the setup. It removes the excuses. And it turns something overwhelming into something actually manageable. And honestly, that's the real value here. Not just scanning photos, but actually finishing the job. So yeah, the Plustek ePhoto Z300 doesn't try to be the most advanced scanner on the market. It tries to be the one you'll actually use. And in a lot of ways, that might matter more.